Hi, my name is Melinda. I am going to show you how to do this vintage inspired tutorial today, focusing predominantly on the skin with bold eyes and lips, so you have that very clean, classic vintage look that really complements any pinup style. So if you guys are interested to see how I did this very vintage pinup makeup look, then just keep on watching. I hope you enjoy. Bye. I'm gonna first start out with priming with the Nivea aftershave men's thingy that's going around. This usually just helps me keep my makeup on all day. It does actually make your makeup stick, which is really nice. I tend to like to layer some of my primers depending on what it is I'm doing. So today I'm wanting to go for more of like a very radiant skin look with very smooth skin. The Makeup Forever Step 1 Skin Equalizer, radiant primer. And so I'm going to put this next, kind of all over, and then rub it in. Lastly, I am going to use one more primer. Like I said, I'm kind of layering primers. So next I'm going to use Smashbox Photo Finish Primer. And this one is a pore minimizing primer. And so that will go over my areas that are like uneven, or I have larger pores or things like that. I'll smooth that to my fingers and just kind of rub it in my T-zone, over my nose, between my eyebrows. Just very lightly rub that in. So next I'm going to take my beauty blender and Too Faced Born This Way foundation, and I'm in the color light beige. I'm a little bit tanner than normal right now, so I'm having to break out my darker foundations. If you watch that first video I posted, that little mini tutorial thingy, you'll see I use this as well. And I just dot it all over my face straight from the container. I don't believe, and I could be wrong, but I don't believe it was super popular in the 1950s to have a highlighted under eye area. I don't think that was the style. And unfortunately, I don't really have a concealer that's close to my natural skin tone. So I'm going to use the darkest concealer I have, which is the MAC, what's this called? Pro Longwear Concealer. Now it's shade NW20. I'm gonna mix in a tiny bit of Custom Cover drops, just to darken it up a little bit, and this shade is N30, I believe is the shade. Anyway, so I'm gonna kind of mix those two together. The Custom Cover drops are pretty pigmented, so I didn't put a whole lot. I put like half a pump of the Pro Longwear and just like a tiny little drop of the Custom Cover drops. I'm going to use this little Eco Tools brush. I think this is a concealer brush. Take a little bit of that mixture and put it in the corners and underneath. And not a ton, just a very thin layer across the eyelid. That looks like a lot. It's really not that bad in person, but it looks like a lot. I'm going to take a Sigma tapered highlighting brush, hopefully you guys can see that, and set it. It is Too Faced Primed and Poreless, just translucent powder, no color to it. Just lightly lay down some powder just to keep it from creasing. I do tend to crease a lot under my eyes with my concealers and over my eyelids, as I tend to have a little bit of a greasier eyelid. So I do set it quite a bit. Alright, so that's one side. You out there who are watching this, if there's anyone, this is my second ever video. So bear with me if it seems a little awkward, super strange, sitting in my room by myself talking to a camera. Sure, I'll get used to it. Alright, back into that translucent and immediately set that. Because, like I said, I crease real bad under the eyes. Let's move on to brows. Alright, for my brows today, I'm going to go for a pretty strong, defined brow. You know, I'm not 100% sure if a very outlined shape brow was in the 1950s. It's just what I like for this kind of style, so it's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna use 3 products on my eyebrows. This is my typical. I'm going to use the Brow Wiz. And I use the shade Ebony. And I usually do the shape with that and then fill in with pomade and then put a mascara over top of that. So I'm gonna do one eyebrow for you guys and then I'll just do the other one off camera. All right, I'm back. Brows are done. This one kind of gives me a hard time. This is my Walmart brow and my Gucci brow. Is that how the little meme goes? I'm not sure, but anyway, yeah, so they're done. So now I'm gonna set the rest of my face with powder, NYX Blotting Powder. This is in medium dark. Just gonna set that with this little Eco Tools Kabuki brush I have. And I'm just patting it in the powder and stippling it all over my face. All right, what is that on my nose? So that's my face set. I think in the 1950s era, or this style of makeup, powder foundation was pretty popular. I don't use powder foundation, I don't really like it. So I like to set my liquid with, you know, a good amount of powder, kind of give it that look. And then it also will help the other powders we're gonna put on top blend better. So because this makeup look is predominantly featuring the skin, that's what I'm gonna focus on now, and we'll do the eyes absolutely last. This look, I don't like to contour my face. I don't do like bronzers and all that stuff, but I do feel like just foundation and blush makes me look flat and I don't like it. So in order to keep that vintage feel to my makeup without it looking too modern with the contouring and highlighting, which we're not gonna do any shimmery highlight. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to use a couple different blushes to create shape with my face without looking too modern or angular, if you get what I'm saying. So to do this, I like to use, you can use whatever blushes you want. I like to use personally this MAC one here. It's super dark and red looking. It's called Peachykeen. And then the other one I'm gonna use is this one. Is called Peaches. Once again, it's a sheer tone, so it's not gonna pack a lot of pigment on your face. And if it does seem to get a little out of hand, I'll show you a trick we can do to fix that. I like to use this cheap little Sonia Kashuk brush, I believe is how you say it. It's number Kashuk, I don't know. It's number 113. It's fairly soft. It's not super dense. It does seem to blend pretty well. I don't know. It must work. I use it a lot. So just gonna tap a little product off. It looks like quite a lot, but just, you know, tap off the excess and very lightly, just like as if you're gonna do contouring. You know, you want to run it under the cheekbone. We're gonna do a dark blush fading into like a lighter blush to give you that flush cheek look without it looking like a bronzer contouring thingy. So let's go and do that. You really want to buff this in. So you're going to really blend this in. That's why you want a good amount of powder down. You're starting to see that there. Now in the camera, it comes off looking a little more harsh than it does in person. So there's the start of it. I'm actually gonna go in and put just a little bit more. Tap it lightly, dust it off, and this time I'm going to put it like right on top of the cheekbone. I just like to slowly build it up until it looks like I like it. And I feel like from straight on you can already see a bit of a difference. You can see that blush back here kind of gives you a little bit more of a face shape to the one side. And just, you know, remember that contouring is simply using light and dark to either recede or bring forward features in your face. So when someone says contouring, you know, everyone automatically thinks like Kim Kardashian type stuff, but it's just same thing like with your eyeshadow. The dark colors recede your features, the light colors bring them forward. So I want to push in kind of the cheekbone area and then bring forward big round rosy flushed cheeks. So dark color in the back, light color in the front, you know, so there's that. Now this Peaches one is a matte blush. We're just gonna put that on the front. And you can smile and then put it right on the apples of your cheeks and blend it backwards. So you can see the darker tone there and the lighter one fading back into it. So on the camera, it looks really intense. In person, it's very subtle. So what I'm gonna do for the sake of this video to kind of tone it down so that you can see on the camera more of what I'm seeing in real life, because I don't know if I can adjust the color. I am filming this on just my iPhone. I don't know how much control I have over that. So I'm gonna go back into that setting powder I use, and I'm going to tap a small amount of it over top of the blush, and that will help to kind of tone down the intensity and make it look more natural. So I like the way this looks. I'm happy with it. My mirror that I'm using is just down here below you guys, up in the camera on top. And looking straight on, I feel like it gives me some shape underneath my cheekbones, which is where I want. I am gonna highlight, but like I said, we're not gonna use any shimmery highlights. I'm gonna use a matte highlighter just to, once again, bring things forward. So I'm gonna put the highlighter just over top of that blush and kind of blend it a little bit. So we have very high, perky cheekbone. I'm going to use Shy Beam by Benefit. It's like a creamy, liquidy highlight thing. It blends pretty decent over powders. And so I'm just gonna do 3 little lines, 4 little lines apparently, just right there. And then I'm gonna take, once again, my tapered highlighting brush. So I'm going to use this NYX Contour Kit, and I'm going to use that color right there. It's a matte pinky toned white. It's one of my favorite colors. I use it all the time, typically. And just with that white powder again, you guys can see that. I'm going to take and put that in the center of the forehead, over the center of the lip, and again on the chin. That'll kind of give your face a little bit of shape as well. I feel like just foundation by itself, you lose the face shape, but I want to keep this very clean and simple. So that is the face pretty much done. And I'm actually going to do my eyes off camera, and I will be right back. Okay guys, so here's the finished look. For my eyes, all I did was take that NYX Contour Palette, this one here, and I used that lightest color right there in the crease of my eye with a big fluffy blending brush. I used the NYX matte liquid liner to do my eyeliner, and then I put on these absolutely beautiful eyelashes. This is the first time I've ever wearing them, and I'm gonna have to go back and buy like 20 more pairs because they're so pretty. They're the Eylure Luxe, and I put it on with the Duo Brush On Latex Free Adhesive. Finish off my face, and I added the Anastasia Beverly Hills in Sad Girl liquid lipstick, and just a plain old red lip liner underneath. I used the Boutique one. This is it. I hope you guys enjoyed my second ever tutorial, and let me know what you think. Bye.